Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling Review Series 4. In this case, we are looking at the June 17th, 1989 edition of Superstars. This is during the beginning of my fandom. I'm a few months in as a fan here. My first solid memory is March of '89. I think I watched some shows late '88 originally, but as a kid, your concrete memory takes a little bit to develop. But by this point, I am a diehard weekly watcher and remember almost every Superstars pretty vividly for about 80, 89, 90, 91, most of it. That 3 year period, I remember just about everything there is to remember about WWF shows. Anyway, Ultimate Warrior in here. He's getting ready to get the Intercontinental Championship back from Rick Rude. Dusty Wolf is his adversary for the day. Poor Dusty Wolf. Dusty Wolf does take a few good shots. Warrior does the outside in spot, pull the rope deal, and not a good place to be if you're Dusty Wolf for sure. Rick Rude does an inset promo. He talks about wanting to continue to destroy the Warrior. Clotheslines by the Warrior and a press slam. Obviously, the press slam gets things out of nowhere. And we see an update with the Ronnie Garvin, Greg Valentine situation. Gene Okerlund tries to convince us that, Ronnie Garvin being a referee isn't a bad thing. Garvin says he wants to referee Valentine's matches now that he is a referee. I remember actually seeing Ronnie as a referee in a few house show matches. Anyway, we have an enhancement match. Rougeau brothers on course with the Rockers. They actually have laid the Rockers out for a little bit on Wrestling Challenge about a month before this, or maybe a couple of weeks before this. Anyway, double shots. And then nip-ups by one of the Rougeau brothers. They end up, trying to cheat wherever they can, and ultimately we see the double team maneuver lead to the victory. We are moving into Event Center territory. Interestingly, they do a cool little promo with Andre the Giant. Bobby Heenan's got a rather large spray bottle, and he says he wants Andre to know what it's like to sweat. Calls Duggan no sweat, Warrior no sweat, nobody any sweat. The Anvil cuts a crazy promo. The more I watch Jim Neidhart promos, the more I realize he was just nuts. He calls himself crazy in a promo, and he says that people don't want to wrestle with him because he's nuts. I believe that, actually. I did get a chance. There was a friend of mine that ran a show that Neidhart was on. Never got the chance to meet Jim Neidhart, but even they said at the time that Jim Neidhart was kind of a little crazy to deal with. Bret Hart out next in a singles match. We mentioned Ronnie Garvin as a referee, and he is a referee here. Boris Zhukov is the adversary here. Singles push for Bret through the summer into the fall. Although they do kind of come back together, the Hearts for SummerSlam '89. So it's kind of a half-hearted push. Anyway, Zhukov runs into the buckle hard and a drop kick by Bret Hart, and then Hart, I believe, hits a pile driver here for his finish and gets the victory. We see a highlight of No Holds Barred, the movie, Hulk Hogan's first movie. He's known as Rip Thomas in the movie, and he's stuffing the bribery check down the throat of Mr. Brell, who is the lead heel in the movie, or I guess the supporting heel in the movie. Lead heel, of course, being Zeus. Anyway, $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase with the $1 Million belt is here. Back elbows, power slams, and the $1 Million Dream afoot. They kind of sort of are laying out vszdiviosi versus Jake Roberts at this time. I don't know if the angle that of Roberts and the Snake Man and Million Dollar Man. I don't know if that's laid out yet, but it's very close at hand. Twin Towers kind of talking about wanting to go at Demolition in an event center promo. That is a program that runs through the summer, ending in a six-man tag, or not ending, but culminating, I guess, in a SummerSlam six-man tag. Duggan and Demolition versus the Twin Towers and Andre the Giant, which was weird at the time. British Beefcake trying to find his program. Summer of '89, kind of going with Randy Savage. Don't know that their program has fully started at this point, but it's right eminent at hand. Rick Martel with the Slickster. Not a necessary need, but I think they wanted to drive home Martel as a really bad guy heel, and having a manager at the time in the late '80s, early '90s was a way to do that. Martel sends his adversary out and sends him back first into the apron, and we also see Martel kind of get the benefit of the Boston Crab. We go to the Brother Love show, which was a weekly endeavor, usually here. And basically, Brother Love makes fun of Jimmy Snuka. Talks about him climbing trees, eating bananas, and the like. The destruction of Brother Love occurs here. In the weeks to follow, we actually do see Jimmy Hart out here, and he's going at the Superfly face to face, and the Honky Tonk Man lays out Snuka with the guitar from behind. Snuka is coming back at WrestleMania 5, so his first major program is, in fact, with the Honky Tonk Man. I saw one of those matches at the top of a card on a C-Town. Wasn't bad, wasn't great, but it was what it needed to be. This was kind of a tester to see where Snuka was at in comparison to coming back, and he was not where Vince wanted him to be, and eventually Snuka gets dropped down the card to put over Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect, good lead-in here, is the next enhancement style match. He does the walkover, takedown, and the like, chops, drop kicks, and the inverted neck snap before the perfect flex for the victory. Hennig looks like $1 million here, and at the time, I could have believed him to be a world champion. Obviously, they do tease that with Hogan, but that Hogan program doesn't really draw the way people expected. We go to a vignette, Dusty Rhodes washing a car, pumping gas, washing a car. You can trust a man, you can trust a plan to a man that wears a star or something like that, is Dusty singing along. Really tried to put him over as the common man. That character, I guess, is iconic in that it's memorable. I wish I still had the Dusty Rhodes Hasbro figure on cards. Those were going for anywhere from $500 to $750 a few years ago. I don't know what they go for now, but wish I'd kept it because I had an extra one and gave it away, which doesn't seem like the best idea right now. Anyway, the Bushwackers out for an enhancement match. They are going around the horn with the Brainbusters. Brainbusters telling the Bushwackers, worry about us, not Bobby Heenan. Punch, kick, and double gutbuster and battering ram win for the Bushwackers. We go to the event center, which is really basic. Dino Bravo being talked about the world's strongest man, and Bravo talking about being ready to face anybody. King Duggan says he's ready to face all comers. Duggan and Savage kind of going to end up going at it over the crown in a little bit. Still kind of doing the Haku thing as well. But that will close us off for this edition. We'll be back with more right after this.